Welcome to the College Investor Audio Show, where we talk about the biggest issues impacting millennial money, from student loan debt to side hustles to building wealth. We will show you how to get out of debt so that you can build real wealth for the future.
Hey there, welcome to another College Investor Audio Show. We are so excited to have you along today. It's another review show. Today, we're looking at Paperstac. Let's get to it. So, Paperstac, if you haven't heard of it, is a digital platform that links mortgage note buyers and sellers and facilitates transactions on this investment asset. Although it is relatively new technology, it's bringing a much-needed marketplace to an investment class that has historically happened through handshake deals or among a few knowledgeable investors. While the democratization of mortgage note investing will be a boon for some investors, it's not ideal for everyone. Today, we explain what Paperstac does and how you can invest in mortgage notes through the platform. So what is Paperstac? Well, it's a digital platform that allows mortgage note investors to buy and sell mortgage notes digitally. In addition to providing an open inventory of note listings, investors can complete the mortgage note transaction digitally and with security, including escrows, audits, and notaries. The seamless experience is really Paperstac's selling point. Buyers and sellers can interact directly through Paperstac, and they can connect offline during the transaction. Pretty cool. What is a mortgage note, you may be asking? I'm glad you did. Well, if you've bought a house, you are probably familiar with a mortgage loan. This loan gives buyers the money to purchase a house in exchange for a promise to pay the loan back. A mortgage note lays out the terms and conditions of repayment for the mortgage. If you buy a mortgage note, you're buying the rights that come with the mortgage. As the owner of the note, you're entitled to the ongoing mortgage payments. If the borrower fails to pay on the note, the mortgage note owner can go through a process to foreclose on the property that secures the note. How is mortgage note investing different than real estate investing? Okay, so when you invest in real estate, you are directly buying a property. When you buy a mortgage note, you don't have a direct claim to the property. You're buying access to an ongoing stream of payments, and you only have rights to the property if the borrower defaults. Because mortgage note investing involves real estate, it's really important for investors to understand what makes a good real estate deal. They need to understand how much a property is worth in its given state. On top of that, they add layers of diligence around whether a note is likely to perform, how much a property is worth, etc. How does Paperstac help investors buy mortgage notes, you may be asking? When investors look at a listing on Paperstac, they can gain access to all the critical information about the mortgage note and the property securing the note. Since many of the notes on Paperstac are non-performing, meaning the borrower is behind on payments, it is important for investors to conduct due diligence on the value of the property and the value of the note itself. As someone who has not invested in mortgage notes, I was pleasantly surprised by the amount of free digital resources that Paperstac provides to help investors decide whether a deal is valuable. They provide different evaluation methods for people who are hoping to flip notes by turning non-performing loans into performing loans, and other methods for people who want to buy ongoing payment streams on performing loans. Other people just want to get the underlying property at a substantial discount. Who can invest in notes through Paperstac? You do not need to be an accredited investor to buy or sell notes through Paperstac. It does have a gating mechanism for U.S. citizens. Paperstac allows investors to buy notes through self-directed IRAs, and 26% of notes on the site are purchased through these IRAs. Should new investors start by using Paperstac? Unlike many alternative assets, mortgage note investing seems to have a very straightforward appeal. Investors can buy notes to collect payments, to flip the note, or to claim the underlying property. There are nuances that investors need to understand, but prospective investors can find solid education on Paperstac, as well as other sites. Despite these advantages, I still see mortgage note investing as a risky investment for most people. It seems that successful investors really make a business out of note investing, and it isn't a passive form of wealth building. If you aren't willing to put in the time to learn a new business model, it's probably safer to stick to traditional forms of investing, including stocks, bonds, REITs, and possibly physical real estate. So, what are these risks associated with investing in Paperstac? One of the major risks with mortgage note investing is that it's difficult for investors to become well diversified. And that's just because when you buy a mortgage note, you're really buying a single asset backed by a single property. Once you own the note, it's up to you to enforce payment, enforce foreclosure, or otherwise deal with the note and the property itself. If you've only got $10,000 to invest, you might struggle to buy even one mortgage note. Investors can mitigate these risks by becoming knowledgeable about note investing before choosing to invest. Investors can lose all the money they invest through Paperstac. Investment goes to zero. But Paperstac provides a fair amount of security and diligence to lessen the risk of fraud or theft. Overall, Paperstac does a lot to mitigate risks for investors, but it is still up to investors to do the upfront work to make sure the investment performs. And that is our show for today. I hope you found that especially helpful. Great if you did, and maybe you've heard about Paperstac from a friend and they had questions about it. Go ahead. Send this to them and help them out too. You can also find a really detailed review of all kinds of different products at thecollegeinvestor.com. Be safe, take care, and we'll talk to you again very soon.